Hi students, today is Monday, June 7th, 2020 or 2020. Today we're going to talk about your assignments. I want to remind you that you need to read independently for 20 minutes today. It doesn't have to be all at once. You can break it up, but remember that's very important. You can do that. I know you returned book bags and things like that, but you can always look at books on Epic or Raz Kids or books that you have in your own house. Okay, let's get started with your reading. So today you're going to read or listen to The Shoemaker and the Elf, and you're going to respond to the day one questions. Now, before you read, you're going to make a prediction. So let's click on The Shoemaker and the Elf so you can see what it looks like. Follow this link. You might have to log in if it's the first time that you're logging in for the day. But I've already logged in, so I didn't have to. Remember, I've clicked no, but you can click yes if you would like to add post-it notes or make some little notes in the book as you read. If you want to have the computer read to you, click the play button, click the auto on button so it turns the pages for you. Remember, up here, adjust the speed in which the computer reads to you. So if you wanted to read a little bit slower, click it down a couple notches. Okay, last thing is I would turn and skip a few pages. Maybe start on page 2. That way you're not listening to some of that other stuff. Now let's go back to our schedule and let's take a look at the questions that you're going to need to respond to. So we're on day 1. We're going to go to the respond section. I want you to think and talk about the following things. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit and write the answers, you may do that as well. So the page numbers next to the questions are the pages you can go back to reference if you need to do that. So page 4, how can you tell the shoemaker was excited? Page 5 through 7, what did the shoemaker do each night before he went to bed? Page 10, why did the shoemaker and his wife hide in the cupboard? Page 12, how can you tell the shoemaker is grateful? And page 15, what did the shoemaker and his wife do every New Year's Eve? So again, go back to the book, use that to help you respond and talk about those questions. Now let's talk about writing. So for writing, you are going to write or draw actions that tell how the shoemaker and his wife were curious or grateful. You want to push yourself a little bit further. You can write about how they were both curious and grateful instead of just picking one of those things. Now let's talk about grammar. Let's go ahead and click on these pages. So today we're going to be working on adjectives. And remember, adjectives are describing words. They describe a noun, and they can describe color, number, size, and kind. Here are a few examples. Lou, who's the noun, wore white shoes. Oh, sorry, shoes is the noun. White describes the shoes. Jean is a fast runner. So fast describes the type of runner that Jean is, but runner is the noun. Rocco has 3 bags. Bags are the noun. The amount is 3. Okay, so you're going to read each sentence and you're going to underline the adjective and circle the noun that it describes. So number 1, let's do that together. Dad put on his old jeans. Old is the adjective. I would underline that. And jeans is the noun. I would circle that. Okay, I'm going to read the rest to you and you can do them on your own. Number 2, he sprinkled tiny seeds around the lawn. Number 3, he sprayed cool water. Number 4, the warm sun heated the soil. Number 5, soon we had soft grass. Number 6, Mom dug holes in the brown soil. Number 7, she planted yellow flowers. Number 8, soon there were large blooms. All right, let's go on to your next page. Your next page has the double O sound. Now there's 2 sounds that the O makes, and that is ooh and ugh. I'll do that again. Ooh and ugh. So I'm going to read these words in the box up here to you so you can try to hear how some words have one or the other sound. That kind of shorter double O sound and that longer kind of drawn out O sound. So here we go. Brook, hook, room, spoon, tooth, foot, pool, shook, took, zoo. I really overemphasized those words so you could hear the difference of the double O sound. That's not normally how we would be saying them. So what you're supposed to do is take these words up here and you're supposed to sort them into words that have the same oo sound as in moon, and then words that have the sound as in book. So for example, room has the same oo sound as in moon, so I would write that here. Took has the same sound as in book, so I would write that here. Then you're going to write a sentence using a word with the oo or the sound. All right, let's go back to our schedule. And now let's talk about math. So for math, you have a video to watch. It's topic 11, the second lesson, 11-2. So you'll go to Google Classroom to click on that video. Then you have the student page that you can do, worksheets that go with it. There's a game you can play, and then extension worksheets. I'm going to go ahead and read the problems on some of these worksheets. So if you don't want to listen to that, you may go ahead and end the video. Okay, let's get started. Let's take a look at the student page. So the student page is the colorful one you would have gotten in class. So the front, you can go ahead and skip if you want to make up your own problems. For this, you are welcome to. So you would just create a larger number than the number you see here, and then subtract whatever amount they have. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger so we can see it better. Okay, so it says that you're going to be using a 100 chart to subtract tens. So they give you a piece of a 100 chart, and you're going to look at the problems. So number one is done for you, 40 minus 10. So what you can do is find the number 40, and then you can subtract 10 by going up. And then you would write your answer, which is 30. So I'll let you do numbers 2 through 5. I'll read the do you understand? Use a 100 chart and count back by tens to solve 80 minus 50. How many tens are you subtracting? Now, they don't give you a full 100 chart here, but they actually give you the first half here and the second half over here. You have your own 100 chart. You can do that as well. Remember, there is one on Google Classroom that you can use too. For numbers 6 through 10, you're doing the same thing you did over here. You just have different numbers on the 100 chart. You've got the other half. So go ahead and do those. Number 11 says write the missing number. So here you're missing one of the parts. You have the whole. We need to know what was subtracted in order to get 30. And then here you're missing again one of the parts. What do we have to add to 30 to get 50? Now let's go back up and let's take a look at the back page. So you know I always like the journal. So number 14, it says solve the subtraction problem and explain how you can use addition to check your answer. If you want to do 12 and 13, I'll read them to you. Number 12, Eduardo brought 20 oranges to a picnic. His friends ate 10 oranges. How many oranges are left? Write a number sentence. Use the 100 chart to solve. Number 13, Leo made 60 muffins for his class picnic. His classmates ate 20 muffins. How many muffins are left? Great, so that's your student page. So now let's go back to the worksheets and let's just take a look at those. These are going to be very similar, have a lot of similar things on them. The first one's the reteaching page, so it just sort of gives you a summary of what we talked about in, well, what the video talks about in when you watch that. And so here, I'll read this to you. It says, to subtract by tens, you can count back by tens on a 100 chart. Move up a row for each 10 you subtract. All of the numbers will end in the same number. So 40 minus 30, you can go ahead and follow these jumps and then write what the answer would be. Number 1 through 4 says count back by tens on the 100 chart to subtract. So you've got problems here that you need to solve, and you can use the 100 chart to count backwards. Number 5, what number do you count back by on the hundreds chart to find the answers? Number 6, fill in the missing digits to complete the pattern. Oh, and then you have the Spanish page here as well. And I forgot to tell you for this one also, underneath you have the Spanish pages. Let's go back here. Okay, the last page is the practice page. So again, just more of the same. You're going to use the hundreds chart to subtract the tens. You've got quite a few practice problems here. And then down here, number 4, it says which number completes the subtraction sentence? 70 minus blank equals 30. You're trying to figure out what that missing part is. So what plus 30 would equal 70. You can also think about addition to help you solve that problem. Let's go back to our schedule. We've got our game. Let's take a look at that together. Okay, so this says take turns until each partner gets 5 turns. So you're going to point to a baseball, point to that number on the 100 chart, and then let your partner point to a bat and show how to subtract that number. So for example, if I point to 30, and then my partner points to 10, I'm going to find 30 on the 100 chart, and I'm going to count back 10. And my answer would be 20. Now, once you've gone through those turns, it says try again. This time, try to say the difference without looking at the 100 chart. So the difference is what the answer is called in a subtraction problem. So after you practice these a few times, try doing it without looking at the 100 chart and try doing it in your head. I'm just going to briefly show you the extension worksheets. I'm not going to read these to you. So these are the extensions worksheets. You're still working on the tens and subtraction. You've got it in Spanish as well. All right, students, let's go back, make sure we didn't miss anything for the day. I think we got it all. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in another video.